Luke Rockhold planning to make an MMA return. That is right, he is not going to be competing in karate combat. Now, he has not been quoted saying that, but he has been quoted saying he is working to get back into the game. A month ago, he did hint that there was a possibility of him joining karate combat, and he said that while he worked the color commentary there at an event, did a bunch of content with Mac Malley, Boss Rutan, and the boys there.
Yeah, oh, dude. 99. Looking fine, baby.
If there's anyone in clothing bang, please come.
157, I do.
And honestly, given his very technical striking, his kicks, like, I could see him fitting in there. We did a whole other video about that, so go check that out. I don't think it was the pay, which is the reason why he didn't go down that route. I just think coming off 2 losses, one of which in the UFC, one of which came via BKFC, probably wants not another run in mixed martial arts, but I'd imagine at least another win at a high level, just so he can retire and rest easy in that regard. In our last video, we did note also that Karate Combat could have paid him around $800,000, maybe just shy of that $1 million mark for that fight, which is, if I can recall correctly, again, incentive to go watch the video, he made around that, just above $1 million to fight in BKFC. He's quoted saying, "Not wanting to finish my career in bare knuckle. His loss to Mike Perry is not how he wanted to go out." He said BKFC also was not what he expected in a recent interview with Sports Illustrated. It was a lot more of a intense and brutal brawl, he said, versus a technical fight, which on the ground, on the feet, Luke Rockhold has always been known for his wicked smooth and beautiful technique. He said the BKFC reached out with an interesting opponent in Mike Perry and interesting pay, hinting at it was good pay for that fight. When I was reading through the article, when I saw some of the interviews, I didn't read it as that he was making excuses, just explaining his decision to go down that route. In an interview it was a few months ago, when news of Luke Rockhold and Mike Perry dropped originally, I think in May or the end of April, Rich Franklin, who works with One Championship, I don't think he works directly with fighter development, but he works with camps on scouting fighters. He's the one responsible for getting Stamp Fairtex in the door for Road to One. He was quoting saying that Rockhold is a great fit for One Championship. Now, that was a few months ago. I would obviously love to see that as well. There's been nothing hinting of him going in that direction as of late. Rich Franklin said that he would either fit in great in the light heavyweight or middleweight division there, given his unique skill set of being a very, very talented grappler and very skilled striker, technical striker, like we just mentioned earlier. In the Sports Illustrated article, it kind of made mention and highlighted the fact that Johnny Eblen would be an amazing matchup for him, and that's a matchup that Luke Rockhold is interested in taking. But with the impending doom of Bellator, is that a smart move for that of a Luke Rockhold? Now, we know Bellator has 2 more shows coming up. Their next show, I believe, is entirely booked. I'm not sure if Bellator 300, top to bottom, 17 fights, which, you know, they're known to do on their cards, is full yet. Maybe there's an opportunity for Rockhold in one of the last 2 Bellator cards to sign a 1-fight deal and take him on. I don't see that happening personally. There's a thin chance that could happen, but with the impending doom of Bellator, and I say impending doom because even if the PFL is running it, it's the PFL running it, and the PFL sucks. So impending doom. I just don't see that happening. I mean, I'm praying it's not the PFL, but if it's not the PFL, if there's no smoke of it being One Championship other than a Rich Franklin interview a few months ago, and Bellator is about to be sold, dismantled, we don't know. It's either the UFC or the PFL. Look, as much as I want to see it, he ain't going to Rise and he ain't going to KSW, folks. So I'm praying it's not the PFL, but honestly, it's there, the UFC. One Championship, obviously still in the mix. There's a lot of other news going on with One Championship right now that maybe just Shotru's kind of working in the shadows right now. I imagine they're doing their due diligence. But for me, it's either PFL or the UFC. Now, with the way it ended in the UFC, unfortunately, as I talk myself into it, it's going to be the PFL, isn't it? Let me know in the live chat, comment on the video. I want to hear your thoughts.